I'm Duncan Ferguson and you're watching Toffee TV.
Welcome to Toffee TV, it's me Ped and Baz. We're looking forward to Saturday's 12:45 kickoff versus Norwich City. Thank you once again to the people from the TV companies for causing mayhem to our fans. They've only got like a 9-hour trek to Norwich for the 12:45. Well done, well done, well done. Not even a good game.
They're going anyway.
Yeah, well, yeah, fair enough.
That they've got to go 2 hours early.
Strange. Well, not a strange one. This one seems. It's always, I think, a difficult place on paper to go to Norwich. I don't know whether it's still the travelling or because it's at the back arse of nowhere. But it's just the big-eared boys.
I was going to say the big-eared boys.
I'm not sure, but it's always I suppose a tough fixture for us. We generally just draw these games. 2-2 seems to be a very popular result down there.
Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? We don't really, over the years, we haven't done well, really, down there.
Apart from 87, of course.
Yeah, that was a rarity. Pat van der Nauw goal after 4 minutes, won us the league. But, you know, I can go back into the 80s. I can remember Kevin Ratcliffe scoring a winner down there once. He never hardly scored, but he swept one in on a foray forward. I can remember us the year we won the league. We got spanked 4-2 down there before Christmas. You know, so even when we were in our pomp, we didn't really do too good down at Norwich. Remember us losing up there a couple of years ago under Moyes and Kai Kamara scored. We were winning 1-0 with 8 minutes left and somehow lost the game. His only goal for Norwich, actually. Should have got 400 in the MLS this year, but he got one. So, and then obviously we had Roberto Martinez's first game down there. Yeah. With a 2-2 draw in a game, we should have won about 19-3. Which should have really been an indication of what was ahead. So yeah, it's a tough guy. Remember us when we finished fourth, we won 3-2 down there.
We did, Duncan scored, we were 2-0 up, they pulled it back to 2-2 and then
the big man
scored. Big Dunk scored.
So it's always a tight game down there. I just wonder if we could have loaned Suarez for this game. Because he used to love going there at Liverpool, didn't he? So he had a hat-trick there every year. But yeah, a tight game. They play good football.
They do.
They play good football. But it's a game we've got to win. End the story.
Backed ourselves into a corner where we've got to win. We've already played them obviously in the League Cup, going through on pens, and obviously there was changes that night, but there was changes to both teams. I thought I was really impressed with them on the night, the way they played football. I suppose they're like any team that have just come up. I mean, they've done really well to come up. I mean, you know, the way they got up, no one was expecting that, and they started the season quite well. They're doing all right. I mean, they've won 3 games. I think they've lost 8. They're probably doing a little bit better than they thought they would. They're in that little period, I think, now where injuries will start to maybe take the toll. But you know, they've got some good players. What they're missing is probably someone to put the ball in the back of the net on a regular occasion. But in players like Howson, Brady, they're good, solid. I mean, I know Jack from Talk Knowledge, he's always raving about Brady. I don't quite see it.
He's got a good left,
but he's a good player. Yeah, he's a good player.
Man United, he was good at Hull, and he plays left back for them, doesn't he? So he's done quite well for him. Obviously, Wes Houlihan is a quality player. I think he's got 5 assists for this season. He's a good lad, getting on with it, but he was excellent in the League Cup game with Goodison. Johnny Howson always does well for them. They've got we've got Nathan Redmond who I'd love for Everton. I would love for Everton. I think he could. He's if we couldn't get someone like Yarmolenko, he would certainly be an option for the left hand side. He can play both flanks actually, but he's very, very good, younger, good player. You know, but like you say, up front they've tried grabbing, haven't they? They've tried.
Isn't that what?
That's what.
No, I won't. Yeah. Don't offend anyone.
No, don't. I thought you were going to mention the word. No, don't. They tried grabbing. They tried Bacani, another one. You know, being around the block a bit. You know, and that's where they kind
Cameron Jerome. Doesn't he always score against us?
Always, but he's lightning, and he's a weird one. Cameron Jerome, he's lightning. So you know they've got players in there who can hurt us. There's no question about it. But they've been. You know, they've lost some games at home, but obviously last time out they drew with Arsenal, didn't they? So they're not going to be any pushovers.
No, but they're coming off the back of a defeat at Watford, aren't they? So confidence-wise, you think if you go at them early, don't let them settle, you know.
But even Watford's a penalty, wasn't it?
Yeah, but, you know, don't let the crowd get going. Make sure we're in there and we're fighting. Because those teams they're not full of stars, but they've got that team spirit of coming up together. You know, it's going to be a difficult game. They've just changed the goalie as well, haven't they? They've just benched Ruddy and put Rudd in goal.
I can't believe they've got three Rudd. They've got Ruddy and two Rudds in the squad.
Which I believe, you know, their fans are happy about that. They brought this Rudd in. I think he had a decent game against us in the cup. So little things like that. The manager's willing to tinker with little things like that to make sure that they remain in the Premier League. Because I mean, your first season, it's always difficult. But you know, if you can stay,
he made up to finish 17th.
Exactly, stay, build a platform, get a little bit more money, especially you know going into next season. You know, you can build on top of that, and I suppose they are a Premier League team. They've got, you know, Premier League ground, and they've got everything going to be part of the Premier League and establish themselves again. But I don't know. It's always like a psychological thing with me. It just seems so far away that you just think it's gonna be a difficult game. This.
Well, I mean, like I said last time out at Carrow Road, they drew with Arsenal. You know,
and they should have won.
And they should have won the game. But I think the lunchtime kick-off, you know, I think it's a chance for us to, if we can, you know, win the game, we'll move up only for a few hours, but we'll be in that top 6, you know, right close to the top 4, and it puts pressure on everybody else to do the business then, you know. It will be a tough game, but look, we've just played Bournemouth and Palace, and in my opinion, we've dropped 4 points, so there's no excuses this weekend. We need to be up and at it. I think Delafeu come on in the cup game and was a big influence. I think he can tear them to shreds down there. I think Romelu Lukaku will cause them problems. The left-hand side's the one for me. And again, it's talk about balance. And again, I wouldn't put Coney there away from home. I really wouldn't. So I don't know whether at this stage James McCarthy's going to be fit enough to play. If that's not the case, I think I'd be tempted to either play Leighton Baines and give Galloway a bit of protection, but give us something in that final third, or throw Morales. I sound like a broken record, but throw Kevin Morales in there on the left and try to give Norwich a different option to worry about, and then maybe bring Coney on with maybe 25 minutes to go, half an hour to go, and see if we can mix it up that way, because it's a game we have to win. There's no question about it. We've got to be solid. We'll have to be solid. They'll come at us, you know, and like, you know, they've won 2 less games than us. You know, Norwich City, we're talking about us trying to go for the top 4. We've only won 5 games. Won a third of our games, which is poor.
No, it is.
It's poor.
All those draws again.
You know, so we've got to start winning. If we could beat Norwich, it would set us up nice then for Leicester at home. It would be a really tough game again.
Difficult game, yeah.
But, you know, it's all about getting on runs. And again, you know, we're over 5 unbeaten or whatever it is since those couple of defeats in October. So a win on Saturday, you know, it's imperative, but it'll be great for the confidence as well. But it will be tough because it's always a tough place to go.
Yeah, one thing we didn't talk too much about when we were talking about the Crystal Palace game was, you know, how well Tom Cleverley played. He had a really good game, and you know, I really hope James McCarthy's back playing in centre midfield, but Cleverley would definitely stay in the team. Regardless, you know, whether he has to move out slightly more to the left, and especially if Baines plays as well, because I think Baines gives you the option. He's up and down all day anyway, so you can have a little bit more of a tucked in left hand side play when he's in the team. But it'd be interesting to see, won't it? Because, you know, he'll stay in the team, I think, whatever. But if James McCarthy's not back, which I get the feeling he probably... I seen him actually out last night when he come out. He had his hold up coming out to the main reception going into the players' lounge. So I don't know whether he'll be back, but...
Sure, that wasn't Wayne Rooney. No,
it was definitely him. We've seen Wayne Rooney, but that was definitely him. But it'd be interesting if we put Morales in the team, because, I mean, that would be... I'd be almost against what, you know... Well, it's playing Morales full stops against what he's been doing, but, you know, away from home... He's been playing Coney, but that seems to have been catching us up, let's be honest. We need to be a little bit more solid, but playing someone like Morales, who is an even more out-and-out winger, might be a little, maybe more dramatic, do you think?
Well, he's played out there though, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's played for him, and in this kind of formation, whether he thinks he can't get away with Deulofeu and Morales in the same side away from home, who knows? That might be his thinking. Maybe Osman will come in on that left-hand side. I know, but I'm just saying they're his options, aren't they? I think if McCarthy's fit, Cleverley moves out there, and Cleverley was very, very good out there, wasn't he? Earlier on, before he got his injury. In terms of the Crystal Palace game, he was my man on the ratings video. He was my man of the match. People thought Coleman or whatever, but I thought Tom Cleverley in the middle of the park was fantastic for us. You know, first game back, you know, first start in the Premier League for a long time. He was up and down. You know, he got on the end of a couple of things, nearly scored a worldie, broke a lot of the stuff up. I think what I like about him is he just gets it, not uncomplicated. He gets it and he just helps it on. He finds a shirt, he gets it, he finds a shirt. Always wants to take the ball, which is a good sign, and give us the legs that we were missing, but without McCarthy, you know, getting around. I think if James McCarthy's fit, he comes back into that middle of the park, and we push Cleverley out to the left, and then we've nicely balanced. Then you've got, like you say, especially if Baines is there, because Baines will give us that natural width. I just think Coney, away from home, I think we're doing him a disservice, giving him on that left-hand side for an hour, you know, well, it's been a full game. But I just don't think he does his best work alongside Lukaku, so putting him out there, and even though he's done us a job at times, I think if people can turn around and point me in the direction of a game away from home on the left-hand side where he's done really well, the only one I can think off the top of my head, and he operated more down the right, was Southampton away, and he played on the right-hand side, and he put the cross in for Rom. Other than that, I think he's been a waste out on the left-hand side. So that's a problem area for me. It's been a problem area all season. I think when Cleverley's out there, it's less of a problem. I think Cleverley's done well out there. So I would like to see, if James McCarthy's fit, Tom Cleverley sitting in that area out there. Like you said, not too sure McCarthy's going to be back at the weekend. So that gives us that. That's really the only question. Well, there's two question marks at the weekend. One is, does Baines come back in now? Because obviously we've seen him come on at Borough. We've seen Galloway pulled off last night after an hour. That's normally, right, it's time for him to come back in the side now. So it is, does Baines play, and who plays in front of Baines? They're the only two question marks really for the weekend. And I'd like to see Kevin Morales given a go if James McCarthy's not fit.
It's going to be, I think, you know, it's going to be all about the midfield, because they play with the one up front, whether it be Cameraman, Jerome, they've been playing Grab, and Brady plays can operate in a number 10 role, and
he's more like on the left though. It's Howson and
Tetty and Dorans do all the doggy work, and Redmond obviously offers that pace, width at times. So, but they, they're there for the taking, aren't they? That's the only way you got to look at. We've got to go down there, like we approach all the games. Make sure
we've got to win.
Yeah,
we've got to win, even if it's an own goal, 1-0 win. We've got to win. I don't want to be sat here next Monday, be moaning more points dropped. We need to win the game. We've had 2 weeks without a win. That's done now. We've got to get our heads together, get down there. They're now down towards the bottom end of the table. If we're going to start worrying about teams down there, then you can kiss goodbye to top 7.
Well, we haven't beaten anyone in the top half of the table, so we've got to make sure we beat the teams in the bottom half, no matter what. And we've got to start turning draws into wins and being more ruthless. And people can sit there and they can be as positive as they like, and would say, well, we were unlucky in this game and unlucky in that game. But luck only... You shouldn't need luck to win games. It's as simple as that. Luck will only take you so far in games. We've got to start turning draws into wins. And when we do that, we will start finding ourselves up there. And now is the time. December is the time to do it. This game, Leicester, Newcastle, Stoke.
Look at the year we finished 4th. Look at that side compared to this one. The difference, it's night and day. This side is full of quality. It's full of quality. But what we had in 2004-05 was we won 6 games 1-0 on the run, or by the odd goal, and we were able to nick a goal and see the game out, and we'd go to places and pinch a 1-0 win, and Birmingham, we won away, Blackburn, horrible places to go. We went and just won the game and came away with that, man. We had that all season. We were able to go and grind results out. But this side has shown no evidence that it can do that. It's got everything else. Great to watch, fast flowing football at times. And we've got to start turning a couple of the... We've got to start winning games where you think, this is a tight game, and we win it. And we come out of it and go, we've won there, and we've won there, and we've won there.
And the other thing is, this side...
How many away games have we won? 2. Southampton and West Brom.
Yeah.
So we haven't won the away games since September.
This side, if this side wants to be remembered as a good side, or people think this is a great side, it's got to start proving it. Because no matter what anyone thinks, the shelf life for this team isn't that long.
It will be dramatically shortened if we don't do something this season. Put it that way.
Exactly.
And that's why I get angry and frustrated, because I know that if we could just get over the line in one of these things, that would make a big difference. Otherwise, we get to the summer, if we finish 7th or 8th, gone out of the cups, sorry to say it, and it's not being doom and gloom.
No, it's not.
It's reality. Romelu Lukaku will want to leave. John Stones will want to leave. And we'll have 100 million quid in our back pocket, but
and maybe Wayne Rooney, but
we'll have lost 2 of our exciting players, and that's
the reality.
I just look
of
at
it
it and think, just imagine we had a takeover and we had some path to go forward.
The reality is that this season it's wide open. The Premier League is wide open, and we've got to take advantage of that. And if we are as good as we think we are, we will take advantage of it. But if we don't, like you just said, some players will start thinking, I want to play at the highest level, Champions League football. If that club can't offer to me, I'll go somewhere that can. And that's, you fully understand. You understand that is football. That's what happens. People move. Who are good.
We can win the league.
Do you know what?
It's mad, but we can win the league, and we can still win it now.
If we could,
Steve just fell off the chair, but we can't.
If we could put it this, if Leicester are top of the league, and they just win games, they're just ruthless and they win games. They've got a way of winning. The league's wide open. I'm not saying we can win the league, but you know what? We can have a good goal.
I'm saying it now.
Baz has said it, but we can have
that might be changed by December the 28th.
We can have a good stab at the top 4
if
we can start turning. Swansea away. Last night.
You're gonna say
Bournemouth. Bournemouth.
I knew you were gonna say it.
If you take those 3 games, there's an extra 6 points that would have us what? 5th.
5th. That point behind. 4 points off the top. 4 points stay off the top.
And if that was the case, and you've got a League Cup semi-final, and you've got a 3rd round FA Cup game against Dave and Redmond and
Nathan Redmond's dad.
Nathan Redmond and Hawk Speed, and you know
Hawk Speed.
It's looking Hawks kids go on YouTube.
I think Hawk.
Yeah, no. It looks good. Just start winning games. Just start winning games.
Not hard.
It's not that hard, is it?
Leicester have no problem doing it. Chelsea struggle with it, but get out, win the game, go home.
Exactly.
That's it.
And go on the island.
Get some mustard while you're down there. Get out.
Coleman, get the winner.
Do it. Get it sorted. Go and have a look at the Norwich Union building. Wave at it and then get home with your points. Done. Decide
yourself, Norwich City Centre, what do you think about the pedestrianisation of it? Tell us in the comments.
See if Alan Partridge will be around.
Tell us what you think of the pedestrianisation of, and don't forget to take your big plate and go and visit the big-eared boys. Right, that's all our Alan Partridge stuff out the way. Comments below. Tell us what you think of
prediction.
This. I'll go for a 2-1 win.
I'm doing something I never do. 6-0 Norwich. No, I'm going for a 3-1 Everton win. I'm just saying it. And you know what? I'm not even accepting any less. Norwich 1, Everton 3.
I'm going for it.
And end off. And this is even more bold. Everton will use all 3 subs.
Oh my God!
All 3. 3 substitution. 3 times he'll tell someone to go on the pitch. 3 times in a game.
He said it. Wasn't it around this time last year that he didn't make any subs against Southampton?
Oh, we got spanked.
That was 3-0 next week, wasn't it?
We were 2-0 down. We had all kinds of players on a bench.
I'm going for 2-0. we'll be 2-0 up.
You said 2-1 a minute.
No, and then they'll get one back,
Oh,
and then it'll
okay.
be dead nervy at the end, and Tim Howard will make a wonder save, and it'll all be mad. It'll all be mad.
It's almost Christmas.
Oh,
Everton will use 3
almost.
subs and Howard will make a wonder save.
Right, comments
It's
below.
beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
I have to wear that Christmas gear next week.
Yeah.
Comments below, said that 18 times. Don't forget to subscribe, get us to that 6,000 mark. Toffee TV 1 on Twitter, at Toffee TV 1 on Twitter. Facebook, it is facebook.com/
You forgot.
Toffee TV EFC. I hadn't forgot, I was just taking a really, really deep breath. 3 points, not less. See you later, Toffee TV.